Greetings everyone, welcome to our presentation on the Alin Dala Conservation Initiative. And our team has 5 members, Thúy Dương, Minh Phương, Anh Thơ, Minh Đức, and Tuệ Châu. And here is our table of contents. Let's begin with our introduction. First, Alin Dala Conservation Initiative has been named a finalist for the 2024 Ashore Prize, announced on 24th of September. And the Alin Dala protects the endangered Saiga antelope and preserves Kazakhstan's steppe ecosystem. Their mission statement is restore and sustain Kazakhstan steppes. And the vision is a thriving steppe ecosystem supporting biodiversity and local communities. Next is problems. The first and foremost issue is poaching. The surge in poaching during the 1990s drastically reduced saiga populations, driven by the demand for their horns and meat. Therefore, the intense poaching of the 1990s drove the population down to an estimated 20,000 saiga in 2003. The second problem is habitat loss. As I have researched, the development of transportation infrastructure has fragmented the vast steppe of the Central Asia. Thus, disrupting the migration routes and living area of the saiga antelope. And moreover, it has impact on the environment. Nearly 50% of 75 million hectares of prehistoric grasslands was degraded or destroyed due to overgrazing. And it also impacts on the saiga antelope that disrupt the migratory routes and restricting their access to vital seasonal grazing lands. So, it's making food sorting difficult and reducing the survival rates. And the last problem I want to mention is disease outbreaks. The saiga antelope populations experience a massive die-off caused by Posterella montosida serotype B. They also have the impact on their populations. Over 200,000 saiga, 60% in Kazakhstan, die in 1 month, tragically illustrating their vulnerability to climate change.
Going on to the solutions, they have 3 options to deal with these issues. First, they decided to collaboration with some key organizations, ensures technical, financial, and regulatory support. This approach aligns with SDG 17, emphasizing partnerships. It also demonstrates stakeholder silence by recognizing the diverse roles of collaborating organizations. Furthermore, they employ a technology-driven approach by tracking 250 saiga antelopes with telemetry devices to inform evidence-based conservation decisions and protect critical habitat. This aligns with SDG 15 and contributes to respecting planetary boundaries by safeguarding biodiversity and ecosystem. Finally, by empowering local communities through education, job creation, and creating Saiga Friends Clubs, they foster a sense of ownership and responsibility through conservation. This aligns with SDG 4, SDG 11, and promotes environmental justice by ensuring equitable benefits and shared responsibility for conservation.
Now I will highlight the value of the Alin Dala Conservation Initiative has brought to biodiversity. Firstly, the organization has successfully protected 5 million hectares of steppe landscape. This vast area provides a critical sanctuary for endangered species. Additionally, they have created Kazakhstan First Wildlife Corridor, connecting major reserves. This corridor protected the migration route of the saiga antelope, ensuring their movement and survival across the landscape. Their efforts have successfully re-established fully functional ecosystem across 75 million hectares within the historic range of the saiga antelope. Most notably, the past Tala saiga antelope population has experienced a remarkable recovery, increasing from nearly 30,000 to an outstanding 150,000 by 2013. Through the initiative, Alin Dala ensuring the survey and health of not only the saiga antelope but also other species within the ecosystem.
Now we will discuss about their business model. There are 5 groups that will be benefit from Alin Dala conservation action and will be ranked from the most benefit to least benefit. First is the wildlife, especially the saiga antelope, which is pretty direct. Second is the environment, because Alin Dala highly focus on preventing habitat loss of the ecosystem. Thirdly, we will have the local community, since Alin Dala create jobs for the local people to protect the ecosystem. Next, we will have the research and academic communities. They will be benefit through collect data on successful conservation, which will help them get insight that they can apply in other conservation projects in the future. Lastly, the successful conservation will benefit the government agency through revenue of ecotourism and the protection of their country nature habitat. Next, let's talk about how we can measure the organization effort in conservation. First, we can measure it through quantitative measures, which is through numbers. We can measure the antelope population number and measure any change in the environment such as temperature or species richness, or any change can be shown by numbers. Secondly, we can base on qualitative measures, which is through people. We can measure the effort of the organization by collecting insight from local community about their opinions of how their conservation effort has changed their life or the environment around them. We can also conduct interviews or survey with any stakeholders to evaluate the effectiveness of the initiative. Finally, we can evaluate the outcome of the initiative. On the evaluation of the ecological, we will look at how sustainable the growth of wildlife population or the restoration of nature habitat is. And on the evaluation of socio-economic, we will discuss how beneficial it is that the impact of the project have on the economic of the communities.
Now let's talk about how the organization plans to achieve financial sustainability. Firstly, they secure ongoing funding from the government like the Committee Forestry and Wildlife, part of the Ministry of Ecology and Natural Resources of Kazakhstan. They also aim to establish long-term collaboration with four key non-profit organizations: the Association for the Conservation of Biodiversity of Kazakhstan, Fauna and Flora International, the Frankfurt Zoological Society, and the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds. These partnerships provide both financial contribution and technical assistance. International grants and awards are another essential source of funding. For example, they received £298,883 from the Darwin Initiative, and they were awarded $1.3 million as the 2024 winner of the Earthshot Prize. In addition, they collaborate with the Frankfurt Zoological Society to operate Saiga Safari and progressing towards the 19-site EcoBus. This initiative provides them with a sustainable and proactive source of income for the long term.
Now, let's talk about the recommendations that we give to the organization. Here's the table about Atlin Dala conservation strategy and technological use, side by side with two other organizations, WWF, Ion Recovery, and Wildlife Conservation Society. Take a look at the green box. There are two things Atlin Dala can learn from other organizations, which is forming a team to deal with emergency response to wildlife threat and using AI to predict harmful incidents for animals. By borrowing the idea of two successful organizations, we will give two practical recommendations for Atlin Dala. The first recommendation we conduct is implement a robust disease surveillance system. That is because the Atlin Dala team didn't have an effective method to deal with the outbreaks of disease like the one happened in 2015, so we recommend them to build one. The system goal is to proactively focus on the health of the animal and prevent any outbreak of the disease, and quickly respond to the disease outbreak if it happens, in order to prevent spreading that can lead to large-scale die-off of the animal. We can achieve them through conducting a regular health monitoring device to the antelope to detect early signs of illness, and establishing specialized rapid response teams with skillful veterinary that can quickly respond to disease outbreak.
So the second recommendation we conduct is integrating advanced technology to tackle the poaching in Saiga. So we believe that although there are efforts to prevent poaching through tracking device mark progress, but it still needs improvement. We want to take it to the next step by being able to record and capture poaching activities and use the record tapes to study and identify a pattern of illegal poaching, then predict to stop them in time. So to do that, we will use drone with thermal imaging cameras and for real-time monitoring of saiga populations, and create a well-trained AI that will make prediction to indicate poaching activities, allows conservation teams to prioritize on areas of high risks and protect it. So our recommendation enhance organizational effectiveness and align with environmental theories. As stakeholders, Salience seen as unit many people protect the antelope, and they also support 3 UN SDG. SDG 3 by indirectly benefiting human well-being through ecosystem health, SDG 9 by innovating conservation method using AI, and SDG 15 by significantly contributing to wildlife and ecosystem conservation. The last one is our conclusion. So, in conclusion, we will sum up and give you guys four more main key takeaways. So, comprehensive conservation efforts have significantly improved biodiversity and ecosystem health across Kazakhstan. Advanced technologies are effectively used for wildlife monitoring and protection. Sustainable finance has been achieved through diverse sources like ecotourism and government support, and the Adlin Dala initiative benefit environment goals and enhance the lives of local residents.
Thank you for listening. I hope this inspires you to think about how we can all help the environment.